Hey everybody, it's Gene over here at Communityfi, and today we're talking about water leak sensors. First, let's talk about what a water leak sensor does. It is pretty self-explanatory, but the entire purpose is to let you know when there's any type of liquid that comes in contact with the leads on the sensor itself. This is really important because there are a lot of times where people may have second homes, or you may not be in a general location of where this water leak occurs, and if you don't notice it, it could cause thousands of dollars worth of damage, right? If you think about a basement that maybe you only use for storage and you only go down there like once or twice a month and your boiler starts leaking, it can cause thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage, right? And replacing sheetrock and electrical and all sorts of nasty things that can occur. So having a $20, $30, $40 water leak detection sensor could save a lot of trouble. The advantage to the Helium water leak detection sensors is that they run off of LoRaWAN, and since Helium is a public network, it means that this device doesn't always have to be at the same location. If you think of a Wi-Fi device, right, that Wi-Fi device, if you lose power or you lose internet, that Wi-Fi device is really no good to you. It doesn't really provide you any information. Using a public LoRaWAN network like Helium, this means that this device can move around to, let's say, a building that might even be vacant. So if you're a real estate developer, I can place this water sensor in a building that doesn't have power, doesn't have internet, and now I can always know if something happens, if a pipe bursts, right? So the one we're looking at today is the Dragino LWL02. So I'll show you what the box looks like here. I like to call this your run-of-the-mill water leak detection sensor. It's very good, very accurate, and we see a lot of them, and we use a lot of them. And the reason why is it has a great price point, typically under that $50 range. It's typically that $30 range, and it's really easy to use. And it also has some benefits. There are two types of sensors that you'll see out there when we talk about LoRaWAN and just sensors in general. One of them being sensors that have non-replaceable batteries. And what that means is that once the battery dies, you either have to completely replace it, which means opening the device, and a lot of them you can't even replace that. And then for the ones you can't even replace the battery, what that means is that you have to buy a new one. Usually not typically a big deal because sensors are generally under $50. But, if you have to do that every couple of years, some people would rather not. So the second type of sensors are ones that have replaceable batteries. The Dragino LWL02 is one that has a replaceable battery, and it's really easy to maintain. So one of the reasons we like this for homes. We don't typically use these in commercial buildings. We use a more commercial grade sensor, but this is a very, very good sensor and could be used in commercial buildings. This is the main body. This contains all the electronics and everything that the antenna and everything that transmits data to the Helium network. To replace the batteries, it's really easy. This little back piece slides, and it uses two AAA batteries here. So the advantage here is it's standard batteries you have off the shelf, so really low maintenance, really easy to use. The way that it works is that you have this wire going down to two metal leads. As soon as water touches these two metal leads, it sends off a signal to the Helium network, which then goes to wherever you have this data going. For us, we have the Communityfi dashboard, so our customers can see that there has been a water leak, and they also receive an alert via text message and email. So this little device, being under $50, really in that $20 to $30 range typically, it can save you thousands and thousands of dollars. We had a customer who had a basement leak, and it actually destroyed a refrigerator that they had down in the basement, and they ended up spending thousands of dollars to replace sheetrock and appliances, where this little $20 device would have saved them that heartache and that headache, right? So great device. We commend Dragino. It's a solid unit. You can use it pretty much anywhere, and we use them quite often, and they're really easy to replace, really easy to use, and you can place them anywhere. And if you have vacant buildings, if you're a real estate developer, it's a great option because LoRa, using Helium as a public network means that I don't need to have Wi-Fi in the building. As long as there's a hotspot nearby, it should be able to transmit data and transmit information. And that has a lot of value, right? So being able to move this around wherever you need. If you're an HVAC company, you can use these for things like boilers, right? Put this under a boiler at your customer, and now you're providing real-time monitoring on their boiler and know when there's a leak, and you can generate more business and also a different stream of revenue, right? You can now offer real-time services that maybe your competition doesn't have. So a million uses for this water leak detection sensor. The price is really low. The price point is great for this device. We sell a lot of them, and we use a lot of them, and we will continue to. So hopefully this was helpful for you, and you find more use cases for your sensors out there. So Happy hunting.